Hey guys, Wildin Customs here, and today we are taking a look at the Mafex Batman v Superman Wonder Woman figure right here. Finally got it. Pretty happy to finally get it too. Here is the back of the packaging. Very similar to the other previous Mafex Batman v Superman figures. So let's open her up. Alright guys, so here is Wonder Woman out of the box. Now she has a bunch of accessories, but first off, let's take a look at size comparisons. Alright, so I'm doing size comparisons first in the video because I know everybody wants to see how they all look together. So here they are. We have Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. To be honest, it's not accurate to the movie because Henry Cavill isn't taller than Ben Affleck. But if you want to look in the retrospect of the comics, you could say it's kind of accurate because Superman is the biggest, followed by Batman, and Wonder Woman isn't big, but she's really tall, kind of big actually. She's the Amazon, but I don't think you care that much. I think it looks pretty good overall. I don't think you will mind the size comparisons here because, you know, Batman and Superman are the biggest here. Wonder Woman is a female, so she could stand to be a little bit shorter compared to the two. I don't mind. I really don't mind the size comparison here. I think it looks pretty good. And I think all three of them look pretty cool together right there. Now for another size comparison, here she is of some other Wonder Woman figures. We have the more recent, lovely Mattel version right here. And this is more of a DC Universe, DC Classics Unlimited version of the body with another head, but you can see the nice comparison right there. What do you think is better? And right now we have Supergirl right here with Wonder Woman again. As you can see, the multiverse from DC, that line tends to be a little bit bigger compared to the Mafex figures. Actually, I'm going to say that, take that back, because the Superman figure is a pretty decent size overall. It's just that they made Wonder Woman's a little bit smaller, but it's not bad still. And for another size comparison, if you want to see how she is with the other females in your collection, here is a nice Marvel Legends Scarlet Witch right here, and this is a DC Icons Harley Quinn. So actually, she's not that bad. I mean, I think those DC Multiverse figures are just a little bit too big, while these are a little bit better in proportion right there. And now for a quick size comparison, here is Superman and Wonder Woman next to Doomsday. This is the Build-A-Figure from the new DC Multiverse line. Obviously, they're not in the same category. One is a comic version. The other two are movie versions. But you can still see how they look like side by side, so I think it's a pretty good reference right there. For our last look, here she is with my very small but ever-growing movie version of the Justice League. Alright, so with the majority of the size comparisons done, and we'll do some more at the end of the video, but let's take a look at the figure itself now. So, of course, she does come with the standard Mafex stand right here, which is always nice to have no matter what. She does have two lassos of truth right here. One is actually all tied up right here, which can go on a clip on the side right there. You can see that. And that's pretty good. Don't mind that at all. It's a nice accessory to have right there. But the second one, actually, you can take this off, and it's a little bit more flexible. You can move it around. These two on each end, you can't unravel it though. So, you know, what I was thinking is that you could have her holding both of them like that, or you could have someone's neck inside there as she is holding both ends like that. So you could be a little bit more flexible with this. You could have more fun with it and do whatever you want, or, you know, you could have that clipped in there while she is holding this end right there. So a lot of different possibilities. Next up, we do have her shield right here, which is not that bad. I know a lot of people were commenting on the quality of it. It looks pretty decent overall. You can see a nice eagle right there on the branch, it looks like. The paint apps look okay. You know, I think they try to get away with it to look a little bit more weathered looking, so that's how it looks like. Here's the other side. You have a nice strap, two straps right there, and a handle. Like I said, a lot of people were commenting on the quality. I don't think it's horrible. It could be a little bit better, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, so it's whatever you guys prefer, to be honest. Now next up, we do have her sword right here, which is not bad. It's pretty decent. It's a little bit small in my opinion, but she is a pretty small figure, so you shouldn't expect it to be that big. But there is some quality into it. I mean, at least details. So let's take a look at it right now. I mean, right there you can see the handle. It looks pretty good. You do have some sculpting in it, and all the blue, and you do have the blue details right there on the handle. I'm trying to get a good lighting right there so you can see it, but it is there when it comes to detail. Looking at the base of the sword, you do see a little bit of a emblem sculpt right there, which is not that bad. Pretty good. It is pretty decent. There is a little bit of a hint of gold in the middle. It is pretty straight, a little bit flexible though, which I think a lot of people are not too fond about. Alright, now going to her hands, she does have 4 sets of hands. One she has on her right now are closed fists. The other 2 on the side right here are actually semi-closed fists with openings and gaps so she could hold her accessories. And the last pair right here is a kind of an open hand gesture, which isn't bad to have at all. But these 2 right here, the ones that have the semi-closed fist with the gap are for her to hold accessories. And I have to admit, these hands aren't the easiest to put in. They're pretty small holes, and this is pretty flimsy right here, which is very similar to the Batman one, if I remember right. So, you know, getting it in could take a little bit of time to do unless you master it. But you gotta be gentle with it, of course. And with that being done, what we're going to do right here is we're going to put the shield in. I know a lot of people like to do is put the hand in the handle first and then put the arm through and stick it into the socket. That's pretty hard, I have to admit. So you could just do that. I mean, that wasn't that hard. And getting her hand in could be a little bit troublesome, or to be honest, you could just leave it like that underneath her thumb and just leave it, I guess, right? But overall, it looks pretty good. Not that bad. Hit the camera for a second. And there she is with her shield right there. Now going to her sword, you could go to a couple ways. You could use the same exact hand for this one that I use for the shield, and you can stick it in like that. And it's not horrible, but there is a little bit of a gap. It's a little bit flimsy. Or you could use this one, which has a smaller gap in her hand, but you can try to pry it open because the plastic is a little bit flexible for you to do that. So this is what we're going to do. Try your best. You're not going to break it or anything because it is just rubber, but get it in there. And that one feels a little bit better in the hand right there. Or if you want to do, you can actually take the sword from this Wonder Woman figure, which is a little bit bigger and thicker, not as detailed, but it's not that bad, to be honest. It's not that bad at all. And you go back to the other hand and try to wrap it around it. It has a bigger base, so that actually might fit a little bit better. So we're going to try both of them on, see which one you guys think is better. Give me 1 second. Like I said, putting these in her hand aren't the easiest because these little joints right here are so loose and not really as sturdy as you would like them to be. Alright, so here she is with that one. What do you guys think about that? Not bad. Actually, you know what I should do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one, put it in the other hand, so you guys can see her holding both. Alright, so here she is holding both swords in both hands. Clearly this one might fit her a little bit better because it's smaller, but this one might not be that bad. It's a big sword, strong looking sword, so I think you could go either way, to be honest, right there. And like I said before, you can have some fun with this. At the other end, you can have somebody's head sticking through this. Maybe you have Batman right there. Play around with it. Have her like that. You know, do whatever you want. But you know, it's pretty nice to have a different lasso of truth. You know, most Wonder Woman figures, they have them all tied up like this on her side, and you can't even take it out. So it's pretty nice to have right there. Alright, now it's finally time to take a look at Wonder Woman herself. It looks pretty good. You know, I know a lot of people are a little bit critical on the head sculpt. I don't think it's that horrible, but to be honest, I don't expect that much out of Mafex. They never were the greatest company when it comes to face sculpts. Henry Cavill, you know, you could tell it's him, but you know, it doesn't look that great. Past Peter Parker figures as well, but you can still tell it is Wonder Woman no matter what. So I don't think it's that bad because my expectations weren't that high anyway. I still like how it looks though overall. Paintwork, sculpting wise, looks pretty nice. You can see the lipstick looks really good as well. The hair looks really nice as well, the paintwork. Going down to the rest of the figure, I love the body, I love the outfit. The paint job on this is so good. Definitely it really pops and shines in front of you, the blue and the red as well. The small details in the outfit. The Wonder Woman W? Yeah, it's a W right there. Above her chest right there looks pretty good. I wasn't sure if that was actually an eagle or not, to be honest. I'm not really sure, but here's a side as well. You know, it looks pretty good. It's pretty clean for what it is. It looks pretty nice. Here's the outfit as well. The skirt part is 2 layers. One underneath there is, I guess you could call it underwear or whatever you want to call it. This part is, it's not removable, but it does move. Here's the back as well. You know, she does have a strap right here. It could get in the way a little bit because it's not flush. But overall, it still looks pretty good though. Going down to the side of the arms, she has her gauntlets right there, which are pretty nice. I do like the fact that they're actual gauntlets and not like wristbands. I think it's more realistic that way. It looks a lot better. Going down to the rest of the figure, she has her boots. She has knee pads right there, which are nicely hidden. I like how they did that right there when she does have the articulation above it, underneath it, that is. Going to the back, you can see the straps that her boots are actually strapped on over here on the shins and the back as well. So that's pretty cool too. It's not actually a boot, it's actually shin guards, to be honest. And over here, she has heels, of course, right? Because she's a woman. I do wish she didn't have that stupid heel, but whatever. Still looks pretty good though. I do like how it looks. You know, you can see the individual plates and the straps right there. And for a close-up of her head sculpt right here, you can see the top of her, is it a crown? We wouldn't call it headband right there. She does have a little bit of a symbol right there. I can't really make it out what it is. But here's an up-close look at her face, if you want to take a look at it. To be honest, like I said before, I don't think it's that horrible. It's not that bad. I think a lot of people are just a little bit over-critical. But we've seen worse, obviously. So, alright, now quickly going to articulation. She does have a ball jointed head. It's a little bit hindered from the hair on the back and on the front, but it's kind of soft, so you could get around it. It's not horrible. She doesn't look up that much, though. Doesn't look down that much as well, but you could angle her body to do that kind of stuff. So it's not the worst in the world. Now going to her shoulder joints. She does have unique shoulders. As you can see right there, she has a ball joint in there and extends out to a hinge joint over here that rotates. So she does have a lot of movement over there. She does not have a bicep swivel, but there is a little bit of a swivel at the hinge joint right there. So you do get that. So overall, it's pretty decent. She does go all the way around like that. You can move the shoulder left, forward, and back as a bicep swivel if you want to do that. Going down here, she does have 2 joints at the elbows, which is not bad at all. And at the wrist, she has 2 joints right there, a hinge joint and a swivel joint off that ball right there. So pretty decent overall. Going down to the ab joints, she does have a ball joint at the upper abs right there underneath her chest. So that's pretty good. And she also has another one at the waist right there, which swivels as well. So she has a lot of articulation. You shouldn't have any problems with that. Pretty decent overall right there. Going back, going to her hip joint, she does have a standard ball joint in there, and there is a hinge and a swivel so she can move over here for her thighs. So she does have a thigh swivel as well. Pretty decent though. She does have pretty good hip joints. They go out about that far. You can kind of bring them down a little bit as well to get more movement, so you definitely don't have any problems when it comes to articulations at the hip. The skirt does not really hinder it as well, so you can kind of move it up. There's a nice gap right there as well too. But like I said before, she does have a thigh swivel. She has 2 points at the knee, and at the ankle she does have a swivel, a hinge, so that's pretty good too, right? So the articulation is pretty decent. You could try to get her in that special pose when she's, you know, doing like the X thing for gauntlets. Like I said, there is no bicep swivel, so she is a little bit limited when it comes to doing that kind of stuff, but you could definitely get it in there if you try hard enough, like that. Bend her knees down. It's not that bad. It's pretty good. Other than that, when it comes to quality control of the figure, like I said before in my past Mafex reviews, I sworn off Mafex for the longest time. If it wasn't for Batman v Superman, I probably would not get these figures or even buy another Mafex figure. But I have to say, it's a little bit what I expected, but it's a little bit better than I expected as well. Because when I get Mafex figures, I expect them to be flimsy, pretty bad articulation, but this one isn't that bad. Given the fact that she is a very skinny, small figure, I expected the articulation to be a little bit flimsy, but it's not horrible. You know, everything stays the way you put it. It's not bad. The joints and the ankles are pretty sturdy and, no, I'm not gonna say stiff, but they're pretty firm, so you wouldn't have any problems there. You know, the hip joint you have to get used to a little bit, maybe. Just, you know, it does extend down like that, so you want to bring it back up a little bit. But she's pretty good though. I think the fact, because she is a smaller figure and a little bit shorter and not as long, she does have some benefits to it. Like Superman, on the other hand, he's a really long figure. He's a tall guy, long figure, so sometimes when it comes to like the ball joint here and the ball joint there, they do get a little bit out of line, that you gotta really put them together. You know, these are small minor things. You do get used to it after a while, so you shouldn't have a problem. But for quality control wise, you know, she is pretty good. I have to say she's a lot better than I expected her to be, because I had pretty low expectations. She definitely looks really cool, no doubt about it. Sculpting wise, she looks awesome. The paintwork on her is awesome as well. It's just the quality of the plastic, the quality of the joints got me worried. But like I said, it's pretty good. It's a little bit better than I expected to be, so that's always a good thing. Alright, so for a last look, here she is of some of my other movie figures that I have in my collection. And whoever thought we would have a day where we have actual movie versions of our favorite superheroes. It looks pretty good. I'm really happy with it. But overall, like I said before, I like the figure right here. My expectations were pretty low on it because it was coming from Mafex. But I have to admit, it's not that bad. So my point of view of it has gone up a little bit because I didn't think that much of it to begin with. But it's pretty nice. Like I said before, I don't mind the head sculpt right there. I think it looks okay. From far away, you know, you don't micromanage it. It looks pretty nice. The body looks pretty good. The outfit looks awesome looking. It's definitely a great looking Wonder Woman figure, and I don't think I think it's the best one, honestly, we have out right now, to be honest, right? For the 6-inch scale at least. So that's about it, guys. I hope this review was helpful. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that is about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, get a thumbs up. Peace!